this would probably be the first deck that I would be going for if I was starting anew. Just for the fact that pitching, you like with this deck as well, even if you just get the starting pitcher side where you just have the 6 trainers of Isis, Haether, Ceres, Ditto, Belita, and Roena. If you get those 6, you can still make RR relief pitchers with that deck. You know, you're only losing 1 relief pitcher on the resolve. So if I was starting anew, this would be the first deck that I would invest in getting, and then from there move on. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy John and Do, and I'm coming back at you with another Baseball Superstars 2021 video. It's a wonderful day, guys. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday morning. Your boy's feeling good. Wanted to bring y'all some good information, something that's probably long overdue. Today we're going to go ahead and do a scenario tier list. So how's this going to work? I'm just going to start from the bottom going up, on which I personally think is the best scenario. Once again, starting from the bottom going up. I'll explain in detail as well. Sometimes your boy get a little long-winded, so I'm going to try to keep this one a little shorter than normal. I'm also going to give you some basic starter trainers that you can use for those scenarios, but not on the first one, because the first one is going to be pretty terrible. So the first one that I'm going to put on the bottom of the list, the worst scenario to me, I'm not even going to put any trainers, but this has a reason for being the worst scenario, because it's the starting scenario. Gameville, to me, Gameville Superstars, worst scenario in the game, no question. It's not meant to be good. It's meant to just sort of start you on your way and your journey. So it's common sense that it would be the worst scenario. It's you can't really make anything. The trainers that come, they're not great, and it's RNG on the trainers that come as well. So you can get terrible trainers and actually have to lose out on stats because you need to go for the trainings in order to get the actual UR skill that the scenario provides. Just not a good scenario, but it has a reason for being the worst scenarios because of it's a starting scenario. Next scenario, the second one, and of course we're not including Steam Boys as well, so go ahead and mark that off the list. Second one is going to be Pumas. Cruel Pumas. I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard it. No one likes this scenario. It's a bad scenario. The trainers that come here, bless them, because this is the scenario you don't want to have. You hope they later get another scenario that they added on the list. Like, they have ruined Haether by adding her to Pumas. They have ruined Ennis by adding her to Pumas. They have ruined so many top tier trainers by adding them to actual Pumas. Pumas is clearly the bottom scenario when it comes to scenarios that are not starter. And the reason why Pumas is so bad is the RNG of the coach and the manager. Wow, it's just terrible. This is not a good scenario. No one likes it. No one runs it. Personally, I say delete it or just revamp it completely. Make it something completely different. Pumas, terrible. But of course, if you are running Pumas and you do choose to run Pumas, this is going to be some trainers that can help you as well along the journey. Haether is, of course, she's Pumas. So she'll help you. I can't remember which one it's with, but she'll help you with either the coach or the manager as well. And also Miss Valentine, she's also Pumas as well. Leon is Pumas. If you do have him, I would suggest you run him in Pumas, but he is. Ennis is a beast. She's in Pumas as well. Don't suggest you run her there. But those are some trainers that would help you if you are actually going to run Pumas. My advice, don't worry about this scenario at all, besides doing the missions to get your ticket. Okay, next scenario to me. This is where things might get a little. Oh no, that's not true. But to me, next one is going to be ZK. And I know some people are like, no, it's River City. No, to me it's ZK. And I'll explain why. ZK, even to get a top tier right fielder now, it's a lot of investment involved. I mean, you need I think it's like four right fielders with max UR support skills and all that type of stuff to possibly get a triple R. If you were aiming for that, you would need a lot of investment. ZK, I wish it was just a better scenario. It's just not that good. Um, the scenario in itself is fun to play, but the results have just not been good at all. Um, like I said, it's a bottom tier scenario. Even if you have a lot of investments in it, like it's still bad. Most of the trainers, you're better off running in Shining Angels than running actually in ZK. If that doesn't tell you that it's a bad scenario, then I don't know what else will. Okay, and these are going to be some trainers that can help you along the way. There are more, but this is just the main setup that they have. And once again, like I said, I don't even suggest running them in actual ZK, especially Leone, and even Shell. You're better off running him in Shining Angels. Leone would be better off in River City, but regardless, to me, it's just not that great of a scenario. I wish ZK was better because I do actually love to play the scenario, but the scenario it's just not a good scenario. I mean, just play it and you'll see why. Okay, to me, the next scenario is going to be River City. How the mighty have fallen. River City used to be the best scenario in the game. We literally ran this for everything, guys, back in the day. I mean, we ran it for every single batter. We ran it for all pictures, no matter if they were closing, starting, relief. Like, this was the scenario to run. It's fallen. It used to be definitely top tier. Now it's medium tier. The only thing that's really going to drive this to bottom tier is that the game itself doesn't want this scenario to be good anymore. It was there for the collab, and that's basically it. And after that, it's just falling and falling and falling. The trainers here get no love. The scenario gets no love, and that's why we have it where it's here today. It just is what it is. Okay, and for River City, of course you see some trainers that are not River City, so these are going to be trainers that can help the scenario, trainers that you want to go for in running the scenario as well. And I'll explain it as well. Of course, Psyker is River City, so that's the only reason. And I'm only giving you guys UR trainers. I want to just state that in case you guys didn't notice. There's SSR trainers that can bring up these scenarios greatly, but I'm only using the UR trainers because I don't want to make a list that's just so overwhelming that it's just like, wow, I don't know what's going on. But for River City, it's you want to build a strength-based pitching deck. Now, I've seen Korea do this, and this is before Elftown got ISIS. Before Elftown got ISIS, Korea was having triple R strength pitchers. Yes, it's possible to get a triple R in River City. Never been done on Global, or I've never seen it done on Global. But in Korea, it was actually being done. I PvP'd against a couple of people who had triple R strength pitchers. So yes, you can make a triple R strength pitcher in River City if you play the scenario right. Now, you would have to have Cuneo, which of course is a collab, and he's never ever coming back. And then you would basically strength it up with Leone, Leon, and I believe they even use Regret in there. And that's how they were able to get like triple R strength pitchers. They would use that as their base. So River City was once really good scenario. It's just not as good anymore. You can't get the trainers anymore as well. So it's just really, to a lot of people, this is not even in mid tier. This is probably bottom tier because there's literally nothing they can do with this scenario. So for me, River City is going to be right there in the mid tier. I never run it anymore, but it still has some potential, especially if we get like a new trainer to come out that may just help out Cuneo a little bit more. You may just see River City boost right back up to the top, or even if they made another scenario, you still may see Cuneo boost up to the top. So it's possibilities, but we just don't know at this time. Right now, for meta, I'm picking River City right in the middle, where I think it belongs. Enough said. And also, I want to go back and talk about ZK as well. ZK does have the new trainers. Of course, you know, the Monkey King has came. They have Nox, Echo as well. So they would be right there on that ZK list as well. But with ZK, like I said, it still falls at the bottom. It's not that great. I really wish it was better. That's enough about ZK, enough about River City. Okay, third best scenario. It's going to be Shining Angels. Shining Angels is personally my favorite scenario. Everyone that knows me knows this. Shining Angels, I love it. This is the scenario I prefer over anything. This is my favorite scenario. The one I run the most. I run it for all of my batters. Of course, pitching, I run Elf-Town. But this is the best scenario, period, to me. Now, I am pitting it at third because of why I think it's the best scenario. I have to be realistic. Shining Angels, you know, you can make, if you get a really good run, you could possibly get RRs with max support skills. You can get RRRs, triple Rs. But because of people don't run it a lot, or people don't have the support skills and things of that nature, you normally see a lot of double Rs and you see some high double R's as well. So, but you can make, you know, your center fielder here, your right, all outfielders is better made in Shining Angels right now than in ZK, unless for your right fielder you have that major UR deck for the right fielder. But everything else you're gonna basically want to run for Shining Angels. Okay, and with Shining Angels as well, I just listed some trainers that help you along the way. This deck right here is normally what people run to build and do a no resolve deck in Shining Angels. It's literally this exact deck here. So what this deck will provide you, if you did have it, would be max idle swing and max switch hitter. So it will provide you that. No resolve as well, but if you had all these trainers max, you can make anywhere from a R3 to a double R0 normally, with depending on the run. Bad run probably will get you a R3, good run will get you double R, but of course this is all dependent on your cores as well. So, but this deck right here is normally what a lot of people run for, no resolve Shining Angels batter deck. And that's why I listed this one as well. You can always trade out trainers. Like for my first base, I traded out Aura for Kai. So I was able to get high first base resolve level 4. And then, you know, and with that one I made an RR2. So it's possible to do so many changes with this. Another one for the third base, you would change out Aura for Saru. And you would, you know, that one right there can be a triple R batter if you had the max UR support skills, as I was saying. So Shining Angels, number 3 to me. It's my favorite scenario to run. The only thing that I think would really make Shining Angels like number 1 scenario or so, if they added another UR skill from something. Maybe if you completed so many missions, you can get another UR skill. But I do know that even after you complete missions, you know, you have skilling stats. So, I mean, would it make it OP? Maybe a little OP, but I think a little OP is what we sometimes need in this game. So Shining Angels, personally my favorite scenario, but I am pitting it and locking it at number 3. Number 2, Elf-Town, Forest Elves, whichever. We knew about this scenario long before it got here, and Elf-Town at first it wasn't that great to me, and then ISIS came. And once ISIS came, that boosted Forest Elves to near the top. Now, Forest Elves is a really good scenario if you have the pitching trainers. You can also have like Elena, which is a SSR. She's a good one to go here. The actual MU trainer, Allen, is actually good in here because Allen's just a good trainer in general. But he can fit in Forest Elves as well to make your deck better. So there's a certain SSR trainers that can still make this deck really good, and it has some good trainers for Forest Elves. So it's definitely number 2. You can make triple R's easy on this. Of course, you still need the the massive UR deck with the support skills, but if you have that, I mean, I've seen people making RR3s in here. Who knows what's possible of how high it can get if you get a really good run. But triple R's is guaranteed once you get the actual UR deck with the support skills and a decent amount of cores. So Elf Town ranks pretty high. Even on the batting side, most people don't use batting for Forest Elves, but you can still make a RR batter in Forest Elves. It's just there's better opportunities like in Shining Angels and also MU. So it just is what it is. Okay, and with Elf Town, this is going to be some trainers that'll help you along the way. Isis is of course not on this tier builder I'm using, so of course I'm not able to actually put a picture, but she's definitely one you want to aim to get. She's going to complete the deck. Oops, and I did forget one. Going to definitely need Rowena as well. Also, you're going to use Valentine on the relief pitching side as well. So these are going to be trainers that you definitely want for your Elf Town decks, including Isis. You need Isis. Isis is a need. And then of course you want Haether, Ceres, Ditto, and Belita. I mean, like, you have to get these trainers. Once you get them, you're going to be making, like I said, double R pitchers easy, triple R pitchers once you get cores and some good runs. But yeah, this deck still has so much potential, but it's really good for the pitching side. I mean, it's heavy int intensive, so you definitely need your cores to not be int to offset everything, because every one of these trainers will be int minus Rowena. Rowena will be the only dex trainer you have. Everything else will be dual with int. So, but it's a good deck. Can't go wrong with it. Highly recommend that this is probably be the first deck that I would be going for if I was starting anew. Just for the fact that pitching, you like with this deck as well, even if you just get the starting pitcher side where you just have the 6 trainers of Isis, Haether, Ceres, Ditto, Belita, and Rowena. If you get those 6, you can still make RR relief pitchers with that deck. You're only losing 1 relief pitcher on the resolve. So if I was starting anew, this would be the first deck that I would invest in getting, and then from there move on, because this one is going to be meta for a long time. Like, no matter what, even if they come out with other pitcher trainers and make other skill sets better, like in like stats of mental or strength, even if they make those better to raise up and start making triple R's, this one is still going to be something that stays around for like ever. So it's like, if you can invest in them now and get them now, then I highly advise that you do. Alright, that leaves it to number one scenario to me is MU. And everyone that knows me knows I hate MU, so they're probably gonna say, hey, why are you putting MU first? You hate MU. Yes, I hate MU, but I also have to admit that MU can make the most RR players, period. And they can make triple R players if you have the pitching side of it. They can make triple R players on the batting side of it. Now, how many people have triple R players from MU? Not many, but it is possible to do so. It's possible to also get high RRs and mid. It's possible to do so It's just how many times you want to run it. Shining Angels, it's more persistent, less runs. Uh, Basically, Shining Angels has a higher floor but a lower ceiling, while MU has their floor is whatever, but their ceiling is very, very high. Um, Hope I said that right. But anyways, MU just has so much potential. If you have a really good run, you can do some really good things in MU. Okay, here's gonna be some trainers to help you on your MU journey. And like I said, they do have pitching side as well. Best closing pitcher you can make is gonna come from your MU side as well. Also, some of your high tier batters are gonna come from your MU side. MU is mostly an infielder team, but you can possibly make some RR right fielders, left fielders, and everything of that nature if you can get the gems. And personally, I wouldn't recommend doing a center fielder in MU because the center fielders need to be fast. So having an index center fielder is probably the best thing you could do for your center fielder. But I have seen people make a RR center fielder as well from MU. So it's possible to make RR in any position in MU. It's possible to be very high tier in MU on the infielders or in very high tier on the closing pitcher. I've seen people make triple R's on the relief pitchers and starting pitchers. Before Elftown came out, this was how people was making triple R pitchers, by getting a really, really, really good run in MU. So MU has the potential if you're willing to actually play it a lot and run it. So I say MU is the best scenario, hands down, no question. After MU is definitely going to be Elftown to me. Elftown is really, really good as well. It's a lot easier to make RR pitcher, triple R pitchers, or even RR pitchers in Elftown than it is in actual MU. Shining Angels will be third to me because you can basically hit good high tier RRs as well. Would take a little work to hit into triple R, but it was possible. But Shining Angels as well, because these are just the best three scenarios. After these three scenarios, it's a major drop off. So after Shining Angels, Elftown, and MU, the drop off from there to River City is major. Like I said, I've seen people in Korea make some good players from River City, but just not much. ZK to me, I was hoping it would be good. It's still bad, still trash. Pumas, haha, like, I mean, what can we even say about Pumas? And of course, Gameville, it's a starting scenario, so it's not even meant to be good. But with that said, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. This is your boy Jonadu. I'm out. You guys have a good one, and make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.